Pivot table, pivot chart. You can answer on the chat section. Have you heard of it before? Yes or no? Just answer. Okay, I've only gotten 2 responses or 3 responses, and we are 9 in the class. I want to know how many yes or no that we have. Pivot table. Yes or no? Okay, since I have 4 yeses, it's fine. Okay, now, so pivot table is a tool in Excel. Pivot table is not a function or a formula. Let's get it right. Pivot table is a tool in Excel that we use to summarize our data sets. Now, when we say summarize, in the context of what pivot table stands for, summarization does not mean we are talking about sum, right? Summarization can be average, it can be counts, it can be sum, any kind of aggregation, right? Depending on what you want to do is what we can use pivot table for. So the word summarization in that definition does not mean that pivot table is only used for sum, right? So we are still going to explore everything that pivot table can do. So let me start with an example. I'm going to share my screen in a few seconds. Let me get my data set first, then I'll share my screen. Can you all see my screen, please? Please let's respond on the chat section or unmute yourself. Can you all
Yes,
see my
please.
screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
please.
you. Thank you.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. So what I have here,
Yes, I can see your screen.
thank you. What we have here is a sample employee data. If you look at the columns, you will see employee number, you will see employee name, you will see gender, you will see start date, you will see position, and all the other ones that are to your right. Now, this is a sample employee data, just like I said. Now, we now want to summarize. Oh, what's this? Let me delete this one. Sorry. We now want to summarize this data, right? Now, what do we need to do? Now, this is not, I don't know if I think I taught you guys how to do table and range. Can anybody remember that stuff? I taught you guys how you can convert the range to a table and table back to a range. I think I taught that topic some time ago, right? Now, what we have here is a table already, right? They've already highlighted range of cells and named it as converted it to a table. Now that's why if I click on inside of any of the cell, you see this table design on your menu item here, right? You see this table design. It's a table. Now, if it's a table, it's not compulsory that you highlight every data inside it before you do your pivot table, right? Before you create a pivot table. Like, there's no need for that, right? You can just click on anywhere inside the data and do your inserts and do pivot table and do from table and range, right? But assuming it's not a table, it's just a normal range of cells, right? What you need to do, you need to highlight everything you have inside of that range of cells or where your data is before you now go to insert and pick pivot table, right? I think there's another shortcut for it. Let me remember if I still remember. Alt NVT, something like that. Yeah, I got it. Yes. So another shortcut is that after highlighting or clicking inside of the data, if it's a table, you can on your keyboard the shortcut for pivot table, or some people call it pivot table. I don't know. I'm not an English person. So pivot or pivot, anyone. So is Alt NV and T, right? Now you will see this box will come out, right? Asking you, so where do you want to from what is the source of the pivot table you want to create? So now because they already this data, the range of cells here is already named, that table is already named table 1. That's why we are seeing table 1 here. If it's not table 1, you will have maybe what you will see here will have been, you see something like database, that is the name of the worksheet, and you will see the A1 to maybe J something, maybe J50. So you see the range. But because it's already named as table, so it's easier to just say it's table 1, right? Now you might want your pivot table to be on either a new worksheet or the existing worksheet. So when I say new worksheet, that means it's going to create a new worksheet for me where all my pivot table stuff will be on, right? If I pick existing worksheet, it's going to tell me to pick the cell number where I want the pivot table to start. So let's say I click on this place now, right? It means I want the pivot table to start from this L3 that I have in this particular existing worksheet, right? But though to make my work very neat, I'm not going to like put everything in one place, right? So it's always I always advise you to put it on a new worksheet so that you can have a neater look of your stuff, of your work, of the work you are doing. So now in this context now, I pick new worksheets, right? I pick new worksheets. Then now you see this option here, add this data to the data model. Now this is very good, right? Let me tell you what this does. So if you had it, so assuming you are building a model, right? And you are building a model. So what do I mean by building a model? Maybe you are creating a report and you already have like some tables inside your model already. You can also, if you create a new pivot table from somewhere, you can also add it to that existing model that you've already created. Another good thing about this add data to data model is that if you check this add this data to data model, what will happen is that with this, you will be able to do a distinct count, right? Because by default, if you don't check this part and you just press OK, right, you will not be able to do distinct counts, right? But if you click on this checkbox here, you will see that distinct count option as part of the kind of aggregation that you can do on your pivot table. I hope that's clear to us. So now let's say let me just add this data to the data model, right? Okay, then I click on OK. So don't forget that I picked, that I should create that pivot table on a new worksheet. It should be on a new worksheet. Now you see that now we are on a new worksheet now, right? Now you are seeing this pivot table 1 here on your left. You are seeing all these pivot table feeds, on your right. All the columns you have, on your table, on that table 1 is what you are seeing on this left. This what's it called? This pivot table feeds here, right? You are seeing all of the columns here. New salary, rate, salary, departed position, start date, gender, everything. You are seeing them. I'm looking at a way of expanding this. This place is looking too small. Okay, I think I can. Is there a way I can? Let me see where I can do that. Okay, no problem. Now let's go back to the data again. Now let's say that from this table now, I want to see how many male and how many female that we have, right? don't forget that each employee has an employee number that we can use to do our accounts, right? Now let's go back to our pivot table now. So I want to see gender by what? So gender will be on the row. Now we have 4 things here. We have row. And anything that is row will usually be like this, right? Anything that is column usually come like this. So row is what? Oh, what am I saying here? Sorry, this is row and this is column. Sorry. So row is, your left to your right or right to your left. Column is up, up, down, right? From up here downwards. Now, that is your column. The rule is left, right, or right, left, right. Now, I want to see the total number of male we have and female, right? Now, I drag my gender column inside rows. So we have 4 things there: rows, values, and anything you are aggregating will be on values, right? Anything you want them to be on anything you want to put on column will be on column here. And filter is, let's say you want to only filter based on something, you put that here. I'm still going to show us all of these things. So now let's start with the simple one. So I want to see the count of employee. How many employees are male? How many are female? So the first thing I did was to drag gender inside the rows. Hello? Somebody saying something? Okay. Drag gender inside the rows. Now, I now want to count. What column would I use to count? The count of employees. What column do you think I'm going to use to count? Anybody? Any idea?
Employee
what is
number.
the ID column to use for counting?
Employee.
Employee what? Is it employee name or employee number?
Employee number. Employee number.
Employee number. Why?
Employee number.
Why employee number?
That's the number. The unique identifier. Unique number.
Unique identifier. Okay, good.
Yes.
So I'm putting employee number inside where values, right? Now, automatically, by default, your values will be on sum, because that's like the default aggregation that pivot table will do for you, right? Now, you now want to put it on, you now want to change it. You will now click on it, or right click on this part. Oh, I think it's click. Just click on it, on this sum. That's why I'm going to change it to count. It should be distinct counts, right? Well, whether count or distinct counts, it will work the same in this context, but just to be double sure that we are not double counting in case there's a mistake, right? Maybe there's a mistake on. So the good way to know is that, we say that for each individual, they should have a distinct, their own unique employee numbers, right? So if your count and the still count is the same, that means your answer is correct, right? So let's first do counts. Let's change this one to counts. You go to, let me show you what I did. Sorry, I'm too fast. So I clicked on this. I went to value feed settings. See, I click on this one. I went to value feed settings. Then I will see all the options here and change this to what? To count. And I click OK. You see now it's telling me that we have 16 female and 28 male. Now let's go back to the value feed settings again. And instead of count, let's now go and do distinct count. Now, the reason why you are seeing this distinct count option on this value feed settings is because of that stuff that I checked, add this data to model, that I did the other time. Assuming I didn't check box that part, I will not see these distinct counts as part of the aggregation I can do on this value feed settings. Please, am I clear to this point? Am I clear, guys?
Yes, of course, of course. Go
But
ahead.
it was because I clicked, or I checked box that part of adding data to model. That's why you can see these distinct counts, right, as part of the options in all of these kind of aggregations that we have here. So I click on distinct counts, I click OK, see that the answer still remains the same. It means that there is no duplicate of employee ID, for all of the employees we have on that list, right? That's why you are seeing, you are seeing this there. So I don't know if it is clear to you up to this point before I start doing the more advanced ones. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear up to this
Yes,
point?
it is.
Right. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
of course. For
Okay,
me, it's
thank
clear.
you. So that is pivot. Now, if you see that if I click outside of this pivot table area, you see that you are not seeing the pivot table fields again, right? If I click back on the pivot table now, you will see these pivot table fields come up. Now, there are some times, right, that you will click on this pivot table and you will still not see these pivot table fields. So what are you going to do if that happens? Now you go to pivot table, analyze, pivot table on your menu item. This will not be there by default. It's only when you create the pivot table that you will see pivot table analyze in this place. I don't know if it makes sense what I'm saying. That's the only time you see this pivot table analyze it. If you have pivot table on your worksheet. If you don't, it's going to be there by default. Now, when you now click on pivot table analyze on your menu item, you will now see feed lists. Let's say I switch off feed list now. Use it again. So it means that your feed list here is not switched on, right? So I will click on feed list and this pivot table fields will now appear, right? So that is that about switching off and on of the pivot table feeds, right? Now let's say again I want to create another pivot table. So now the question is, do I need to now still go back to this place again and now highlight or whatever and now say insert pivot table? No, it doesn't make any sense. So you want to create another pivot table, right, from this data that you have here. So what do? For me, what I always do to make it simple for me, I just copy this first one I did. I found another space, just paste it around this place here. And let's say I want to do another thing entirely. So what do I do? Let's say I want to look at the employee that has maybe I want to look at employee, maybe I want to look at salary per department, for example. I want to look at salary per department. I'll just remove, if you want to remove a column that you inserted here, right? All you will just do is to come to the, right, like long press it and just drag outside of the pivot table field, and it will remove that variable or whatever away from here. Now let's say I want to see department, right? I'll click on department. I will drag inside the rows. It's giving me all the it's even giving me count of employees per department. Say fine. Let me even leave it like that. Let's now say I now want to see salary per department, right? At the same time, see count of employees per that same department. What do I need to do? I'll just come to the salary part, and I'll also drag the salary again inside the values part, right? And you see now it's showing me the sum of salary per department, right? So that is another example of how we can. You see that what pivot table is doing is just giving you a quick summary of your data set, of this data set that we have inside this sheet here. That is what pivot table is doing for us, right? It's giving us a quick summary, right? We can quickly see what is embedded. We can quickly do some aggregations. So you don't have to come and be saying, oh, let me start writing formulas here and there. No. With pivot table, you can quickly do a summary of your data set. Now, see that here now I have the a sum of all the salary, right? A sum of all the salary per what's it called? Per department. And at the same time, on the same pivot table, it's also showing me the distinct count of employees. So it's telling me that we have 7 employees in accounts, we have 10 employees in admin, we have 5 employees in ICT, 1 in medical, and so on and so forth like that, right? Now, let's say I want to draw another aggregation. Let me highlight this first one again. I copy, maybe I'll paste it on this part here, just for example. Maybe another thing I can do again, maybe I want to see, what again do I want to see? Let's say I want to see the position that is earning the most. Now I can remove gender, I can remove the same count of employees, right? We just come to position, put position under this place here, and I go to salary. I'm saying salary, and I, just drag it under values, right? And I see that, okay, now you might have a lot of positions, but don't forget that what you want to see, you want to see the highest, right? You want to see the highest, right? Now, what do I do to get the highest? So how do I rearrange this now to get the highest? So what you would do is to click on this drop down button on your row label, right, the pivot table, and just say you want to sort it out, right? You want to sort it this out. Now, you see that if you do A to Z, that one is talking about the position, like the title of the position. You sort it out by A to Z. But that's not what you want. You want it to give you the highest in terms of salary. So what do you do now, right, in this situation? So just click on the drop down. You will see more sort options, right? You will see more sort options. You click on the more sort options. You come to descending. It's from highest to lowest, right? If it's from lowest to highest, you pick ascending. If it's from lowest to highest, you pick ascending. From highest to lowest, you pick descending. So I want it to give me descending order based on what? You now see the two options here: sum of salary and position. But what I want to do is sum of salary. So I click on sum of salary and I click OK. Then it will arrange it from the highest to the lowest. Now, assuming I went to my sort options and I want it to give me as per position, and I click on OK, you see that it will give me based on the alphabetical order. Now I come here, let me come and change it again. I say give me descending, right? Give me ascending rather, based on sum of salary, right? It will give me the lowest salary to the highest salary. So let's see that. You see now from the lowest to the highest. So me as manager, this data is wrong. How can manager be the one calling any the lowest? But it's just an example anyway. It's an example anyway. So yeah, manager, admin, then the highest is what? Data analyst, right? And the second is what? Salesman. So this is just like a sum of salary of everybody occupying that position. Please don't get it wrong. Let's understand what we are doing here. What you are seeing here is sum of salary, right? Of everybody. So you might have 7 people in one position having same job title in a department or several departments, right? For example, you can have admin in finance, you can have admin person in general administration, you can have admin person in human resources. So, but the fact that you see admin here now does not mean that it's only one person that we are referring to. What this is doing is giving us a sum. Like if you have 5 people in the same position, maybe any the same money or any different at different level or there are any different salaries, it's summing everything together, for these different positions. Now let's say that we are not even doing sum now. We want to even do average. So what will average do? Average will sum all the salary of everybody in that position together and divide it by the number of people in that position, right? So what will I do in that context now? I will just come here, change this one in value fit settings and change it to what? Average instead of sum, right? And I click on OK. You see, it has given me the average salary of everybody occupying all these positions, right? Let's say I want to see what is the maximum salary, like the highest, like how will I put it, like the highest salary, the maximum salary for these different positions. I will come and change this in value free settings to what? To max. I'll change it to max, right? To see, okay, what's the highest salary we are paying for these different positions in different departments. Now let's now say that, okay, I want to also see the minimum, right? The minimum salary that we are paying. Minimum salary we are paying for all of these different positions, right, in the organization. I just click on min. Max is for maximum, min is for minimum. Then I click on OK. Then it will tell me, okay, this is the minimum salary that we are paying for these different positions. Please, is it clear to us at all up to this point? Is it clear, guys?
Yes, of course, it's clear to me.
I just want to ask questions, sir.
Ask your question, sir.
Yes, sir. That means for accounting, the number of those people collecting money from accounting, their minimum it will be 15,333.
We have account manager, we have accountant, we have accounting assistant. Which one are you referring to?
The accountant. I'm talking about the accountant now.
The accountant, yes.
That means there are 7. So that means the 7 will be 3,000.
What this is saying is that we have, for example, we have 7 accountants, right?
Yes, sir.
It means the person collecting the lowest among them is this 33,000. That's what minimum stands for. If I change it to maximum, it means that the person collecting the highest among them is collecting, where is it? It's collecting, it's the same thing, sir. That means they are all collecting the same thing, sir. It's 3,000. Because both min and max are the same. Right?
Yes, sir.
So that is about a maximum. So there are different aggregations that you can. I don't know what this SDVP means or every other one here, but the one I usually use is called sum, count, average, mean, and distance are the regular ones that I use. So that is basically about pivot table. Now, there's one thing I've not showed you here about this filter part. So let's just say that, okay, I want to be filtering what I have inside all of the positions based on the department, right? So I can go here, expand my table, and put that department column, inside, and I put that department column inside what's it called, filters. Yes, so I have the department column like this. I put it under somebody's background is noisy. Okay, so I put the department column under filter. Now you are seeing department now. See it here. It's showing here. Now let's say I want to be looking at my data like as per department now. So I click accounts. I click OK. It's only showing me all the positions I have under accounts, right? Now I can come here. I can pick admin. It's only showing me the positions under admin. I can come here and pick ICT and click OK. It's only showing me position under I. So that is what this filter is used for, right? That is what the filter is used for. Now let's now look at another thing. Let's look at the columns. So how, in what context do I use column? Hello?
I didn't get the filter prompt. I didn't get it. Sorry.
Okay. So what I was saying about filter is this. Now I have the positions, right? And I have the salary. Okay? Now let's say I want to be viewing it as per the positions inside different departments, right? Well, I can put my department column under filters. Here, I drag it from here and put it under filters, right? Now I have it under filters. What do I do? What I will do is to just come to this drop down here and start changing it based on what I want to see. I want to see admin. Oh, it's not showing because of this one. Let me release this one. So I want to see admin. I come and click on admin. It's going to show me all the positions I have under admin, right? If I come here and change it to accounts, it's going to show me all the positions I have under accounts. If I come here, I change it to production, it's going to show me all the positions I have under production. So it's just for filtering based on the criteria you want to see. Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you now, ma?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay,
It
thank
is.
you. So I click on sales, I see the positions under sales. So that is exactly what the filter is used for. So let's now do something. We have 20 minutes to go. Now, I have all of these things, right? Now, how can I now visualize it? So, although the last day of the class, what we are going to be doing is to show you how you can build a report or a dashboard in Excel, right? But this is just like an intro to that. It's not like we are going deep inside that topic for now, right? So it's just like to get an idea. So now how do I visualize this? Now I already have, so let's say I want to visualize this now. You know, this is kind of employee by what? By gender. Now, another thing is that if you notice something, all of these, your headings here, they are showing role label, role label, role label, role label, this, role label, that, right? How can you make sure that it shows the exact thing that you have there? How can you showcase that? Is that you click on this on the role label, you come to your design, right? You come to your design, and you will see report layout on your design menu item. You will see report layout. You click on your report layout like this, and you click on tabular. You say show in tabular. I'll still explain what this one means. Say show in tabular. When you click on that show in tabular, it will now show the exact column name that should be here. You know, it is gender, right? Male and female, right? But by default, what you will see is row label. So how can you now bring in the column name that should be there originally? How can you bring that in? It's by clicking on it, right, or highlighting the entire table, and say go to design and say show in tabular form. So I can also go to this one too and do the same thing, report layout, show in tabular form. I come here again, show in tabular form. Okay, I have just three. Now, since I have that now, how can I build a chart with this? Now, I will highlight this like this. There's no need to highlight the total, just highlight the part you want to visualize. The shortcut for bringing in a default chart, I think that will give you like a column chart, is Alt F1 on your keyboard. Alt F1. Or you can see or you can go to insert, and you can pick the kind of chart you want. So let's say I want to pick a pie chart or a donut chart. Let me start with pie chart since we are very familiar with that one. So I can click on insert, right, and I'll pick my pie chart. Now, assuming I want to do the shortcut one, right, that one I will just as I'm clicking on as I'm highlighting this part, I will just say Alt F1. So it's doing volume up for me. So for some people like us, we need to press Alt Fn key, then F1. Then by default, what you will see is a column chart. You will see a column when you do Alt and F1. When you do Alt and F1, or Alt Fn and F1, what you will see by default, let me close this for now, is what? What you see by default is your column chart. So let's say I know that by default, if I do Alt F1, it's going to be a column chart. How do I now choose the kind of chart I want? Just right click on the chart, inside the chart, and you will see change chart type. Change chart type. Click on the change chart type, and you will see all the different default chart type that you have. So I'm picking pie chart here, right? And I'll click on OK. Then I have my pie chart. So how can I design this to look more, to look more professional? Now, because this is coming from a pivot table, right? It's coming from a pivot table. I'm almost done, guys. From a pivot table, right? I need to hide these two buttons here, the distance counter and the gender. What you are seeing here is called legend. It's called legend. It's telling you that blue is female and is this orange color? The orange is male, right? I right click like this, and I click on these buttons that we have here, and I say hide all feed buttons on charts. hide all field buttons on chart. And I click on that. Now, if you go to this plus sign here, you will see chart title is this one. You are seeing total here. Data label is the switch off. And what you are seeing here, male and female, right, is the legend. If I switch off this now, see that it is off now. If I bring it back on, you see male, female, right? Data label is just telling you that, okay, is giving you your aggregation results. So she okay, 28 is male, female is 20. But as me, I don't want the legend, and I want male and female to still show on inside the pie chart. What do I do? So I switch off my legend, the chart becomes bigger, right? Now I go to my data label now, right? What do I want to see? I will go to more options on my data label. I'll click on more options, and you will see this format data label option. So what I want to see? I want to see the percentage also. I want to see percentage. I want to see category name. Category name is the variable you are measuring. That is this male or female. Now, will there be a separator among them? Yes, there's a comma separator by default here. I can change the separator to a new line. Then what will separate them is this new line that I have here. Now you cannot see clearly now. So you will see male, female, 16, and it makes up 36% of everything. Male, they are 28 in number, and they make up 54% of everything. So with this, I come to the end of the class. We are still going to do more of this very well, but this is just like an introduction to, how you can start creating charts. Any questions so far, guys? Any questions so far?
For me, no questions.
Yeah, no questions. Understood.
No question. You just go and watch the video again. Thank you very much.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Any questions so far?
There's no question for me. I will just go and watch.
For
I
me,
will go
no
and watch the
question.
video. No question.
What an insightful class.
Thank you, sir.
No question. Thank
I have
you.
a question, Mr. Denga.
Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Denga.
Well
Good
done.
evening from this side. I have a question.
What's your
Yes, sir.
question?
So my question is it possible to bring in chat outside the default chat that is available on Excel? Is it possible to load in chat like we do on Power BI with Excel?
Let me check if that is possible. I've never explored that part before for any reason, but let's see. Let me go to change that type. No, I've not seen anything like that here. By default, I'm not seeing. No. I'm not sure you have
Okay, thank you very much.
the luxury of bringing, but don't let me conclude on that. So maybe there's an agent that can do that. And don't let me say yes or no. Let me just, I will just tell you that I will find out.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you very much, sir.
you're welcome. Any other question? Any other question, anybody?
No
Okay.
questions.
If
Thank
there
you.
are no,
Sorry, this data label. Sorry, sir. The chart label, sir.
the chart
A bit.
label,
Yes,
don't
I'm a
worry,
bit.
you watch it in the video,
Okay, sir.
the recording. Yeah. Any other question?
Yes, sir. This question is pertaining to last class, the one we did on count if and count ifs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is on my own Excel 2016.
Mm-hmm.
There's no unique that unique symbol, that function of unique is not there. So it's only all this unique calf and unique something that is there. Unicode, yeah.
You said like
Unicalf and Unicode.
2016, Abby.
Yes.
That might be an issue.
So I just want to
Okay,
like.
I'll help you find that and I'll get back to you on the group chat.
All right, sir. I know.
Yeah.
So,
Is that all, guys?
Sorry.
Okay.
No, also, Mr. Denga, so I
Yes.
noticed that I was going through the videos and I noticed that there's no video on VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and HLOOKUP. I don't know if maybe there's another
Did I
title that it
teach
was saved.
VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP and all those things?
I'm not sure we've done that.
I'm not
Because I
sure
went
we've
through.
gotten to that.
Not done that.
We've not done it.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to on that. All right.
Okay, no problem. If there are no more questions, then we can call it a day. I'll see you guys next week. Before next week, I will draw out the
Tables.
topics that we will do for next week. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.